Anyway, want to talk a little bit about Jussie. I hope the jail term was great while it lasted. And I'm sure, maybe Jussie's prison buddies would agree that it was. But Jussie is, in fact, loose. He is no longer in Cook County Jail after only a 6-day stint. And he's not actually off the hook for his 150-day jail sentence that was delivered last week, as we talked about. Technically, at least, although there is a possibility he gets out of it without actually having his conviction reversed on appeal. But he has been released, and he's not in jail, obviously, pending his appeal. So he was released on Wednesday night. The appeals court granted that release primarily because they will not be likely to rule on the appeal within that 150-day jail sentence time. So their reasoning and the reasoning of his lawyers is that he shouldn't be forced to serve it now. Prosecutors disagreed, saying that according to this logic, every defendant sentenced to a term of imprisonment less than a few years would automatically receive a stay pending appeal if this was applied to everybody. But the appeals court agreed with the defense, and so he's out for now. Jussie's family says they've been receiving threatening voicemails, or at least they did when he was in jail. As of last Friday, Jussie's family said they received a voicemail that said, quote, "I hope what they do to that guy in jail, here's what they're going to do, right? They're going to take a broom handle and take that little blank, shove it in there, and he's going to go shrieking sound." This story says that this is according to a video from Smollett's attorneys. Both of us scraped the internet to try to find
it. Yeah.
If there is audio out there, as I said on Wednesday, please send it my way. I would love to hear it, but I have not heard it. Can't find it. And the call, this voicemail supposedly alluded to a 1997 attack on Abner Luima, who was sodomized by a police officer with a broomstick, perforating his rectum and bladder. So I guess at least that's what the defense or Jussie's team was saying, that this is a reference to something that actually happened. But as far as what we can expect, how this is going to go, whether Jussie will in fact go back to jail or not, we're not going to get any answers anytime soon, at least. Even if the, according to this report in local Fox News, some of these appeals can last something like 2+ years. They say roughly 2/3 of criminal appeals take 2 or more years to work their way through the first appellate district. So we won't get an answer on the merits of his case for potentially 2+ years. And I was originally thinking, okay, but if the appeal is not successful, he's going to have to serve his jail sentence later, even if it's 2 or 3 years from now. According to an analyst in this story, not necessarily. This is Chicago attorney Stephen Richards, who says that obviously Jussie was sentenced to 30 months probation, and the 150-day jail sentence is part of that probation. So even though he's out right now, the probation clock is still running. So if this case isn't decided for 2.5 years, which according to their timeline is totally possible, Jussie's probation would expire, which according to this analyst would render his jail sentence moot or over, because the probation would be completed. And because the jail is part of the probation, he wouldn't be serving the jail without the probation.
It sucks.
It's kind of crafty if it works out that way, but
the jailhouse reaction was satisfying enough, perhaps. I think that's maybe all I needed.
What was the jailhouse reaction? Oh,
no,
you mean
no.
his?
The courtroom reaction. Yeah.
It was a great moment. I don't think that it's justice, but it was entertainment for sure.
It helped.
Though, of course, even if Jussie, if that was the situation that played out for Jussie, if his appeal was unsuccessful, but his probation has actually been served and he doesn't go back to jail, in that scenario, his felony convictions would still stand, which, of course, have a lot of impact on his life. I'm sure, I thought the story was basically over, but we've watched the story for 3 years now. We'll probably watch it for 3 more.